You're gonna like this one, Dylan. We're gonna move on to our next topic. The New York Jets losing their not one, not two, not three, not four, five consecutive game in a row against Dylan's Patriots in Foxborough in a game where Aaron Rodgers doesn't turn the ball over. Davante Adams also doesn't do much. It's funny. I could have sworn Davante was supposed to fix everything, just like firing Robert Saleh, just like better weather conditions, but just like playing with more joy. It's something every week with this football team, the New York Jets. They're, let's just call them the biggest failure, and if I may add, just as the host here, biggest clown show in the National Football League. But I'll ask you, Arthur, why? What has been the biggest reason the Jets have been the most disappointing team in the National Football League this season?
Aaron Rodgers. Because with Aaron Rodgers becomes expectations. It comes playoff expectations. It comes Super Bowl expectations. If Aaron Rodgers is not on this team, we're probably still talking about how Zach Wilson does not look like a sufficient and good NFL starting quarterback. We're also probably talking about how this top 5, top 10 defense is keeping them in games and helping them win games, right? We're talking about Robert Saleh, not really looking like the best coach out there, but at least he's able to get the job done, especially on the defensive side of the ball. It's just very unfortunate because you've got, a really great young wide receiver in Garrett Wilson who is trying to ascend and trying to get better, but it just seems like he just can't get going. Brees Hall, really good running back. He's had his moments where he's able to break out a little bit this year, but for some reason he just can't keep going. This defense is very, very solid. It sucks because it's like you said, they always try to find some semblance of new hope. Right. Okay, we're going to fire Robert Saleh. Okay, we're going to bring in new energy with this new coach, right? Who's going to galvanize the troops. Okay, great. We're going to go get Davante Adams and we're going to bring Hassan Reddick back. Okay, cool. It looks like everything, we got this new energy back and now gone. Right. And so I don't know, man. Ever since Aaron's got there, it's just been, like you said, a clown show. It's been a dumpster fire, to say the least. It is just very unfortunate that another year of a really all-time great Hall of Fame quarterback in Aaron Rodgers is going to be wasted. It's going to be unfortunate that another year of the great Davante Adams, a year is going to be wasted. Same with Garrett Wilson, same with Brees Hall, and same with a lot of these guys on this team that are very talented and very good at what they do. So yeah, Aaron Rodgers is the reason.
I think that's completely fair because a lot of guys are there because of Aaron. You talk about Nathaniel Hackett, who eventually got demoted. Davante Adams, absolutely there because of Aaron. Last year, Randall Cobb, Tim Boyle, some of his buddies, Alan Lazard is there. They've had other coaches, some backup offensive linemen, and it is, with great power comes great responsibility. And if you're going to get all the praise and everything goes well, you're going to get all the blame, or at least the majority of it, the lion's share of it, when things don't go well. So I think you're spot on right in the money right there, Arthur. To you, Dylan, again, you're the Patriots fan, so you were very, very happy at the result of this game. So I'll ask you, biggest reason why the Jets have been the biggest most disappointing team, rather, in the NFL this season.
It goes without saying that, of course, Aaron Rodgers gets a lot of the blame. But quite honestly, I think it starts at the top of Woody Johnson. He has been nothing but an awful owner since he's been the owner with the New York Jets. We're talking about years upon years of malfunction. They have the longest playoff drought and this is the first time they've ever fired a coach mid-season with Robert Saleh this year. And I get that he was kind of the worst record as far as like playing at least 40 games, coaching 40 games, I should say. But you can't do that so early in the season. He at least gave you a fighting chance to at least stay in it. And then now all of a sudden they have no identity. And then also Woody Johnson enabling Aaron Rodgers to pretty much get his way however he wanted. We talk about the accusations of Davante Adams, Alan Lazard, and then also like we saw early on in the season that Aaron Rodgers didn't even was openly just not wanting to hug Robert Saleh, just not like the darkness retreat. We want to talk about the darkness retreat during the off season where he was focused on anything but football. And then Hassan Reddick, where you traded for this guy and then with the assumption that you're going to give him a contract and he was going to get paid. That's the whole reason why you wanted to leave Philly. And then he sat out for weeks into the season because they finally got this contract done that should have been done a long time ago. So it's been a consistent clown show. It started before Aaron Rodgers, and Rodgers only makes it worse by pretty much gutting the entire team just to cater to this washed 40-year-old.
I think that's a good point because at the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers is not a Jet if Woody Johnson doesn't give that the okay, right? Like that, I think that's a good way to look at it. And like you said, we remember they lost that game to the Vikings. That was their second of this 5-game losing streak. And just mysteriously, I mean, it had no coincidence whatsoever. Woody Johnson, Aaron Rodgers, just out of the blue have a phone conversation Monday night, and Tuesday morning, Robert Saleh's not the coach anymore. It's just, I'm sure it's a complete coincidence, and we should not question it. But I think you make a good point right there, Dylan, as it relates to the owner. I thought Arthur, though, had the best take of this segment. Give him the 5 points to get him to 8. 3 points for Dylan. That also gets him to 8. So we're in a dead tie as we go into our third round. But let's look